I'm Matt Glenn.
I'm Matt Mounier.
You're watching 203K TV, where we talk everything 203K in Fannie Mae HomeStyle. And today, we're talking about the contractor.
We're going to cover from the first time that you meet the contractor to the time that he is finished and all the liens have been removed and you're ready to walk into your brand new home.
Yep. So if we're talking about when the contractor gets involved, Matt, when should he be?
Probably the second you start thinking about doing one of these renovation loans.
Exactly. So one of the most important, crucial pieces of these renovation loans is the contractor. And so as soon as you decide you want to do one, we recommend asking your friends for referrals to contractors, or
Absolutely.
Google searching contractors in the area and looking at the reviews. But start finding someone, asking your lenders who they recommend, but start finding your contractor.
And you're going to want to do your due diligence to kind of vet all these different contractors as well.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, what can you do to check out these contractors?
First thing, let's say we mentioned it earlier, but just a Google search, right? Just look at reviews on what is said on Yelp or Angie's List or any of those.
In California, you can actually go, even online, you can look this up through the civil courts to see if there's any judgments against them, if they have any open cases against them.
Any lawsuits?
Any lawsuits.
You can ask for a credit report. I mean, if it's not a huge contracting company, ask for a credit report just to make sure that the individual is paying their bills on time and that they're not deeply in debt.
And if it is a major contracting company, we still want to get financial references. If that's from a bank, some type of creditor, we need to see that they are good with their money.
Yeah, we want to see that they're financially solvent, because someone who's financially solvent isn't going to be using the money that you're paying them on another job. Right. And these type of loans require a bit more funding up front. For example, this contractor is going to go out and buy the materials and bring the materials to the property and then start installing them, which is labor, before he ever gets his first draw.
Before he's making any money. So if we're talking about what the contractor is doing, you're getting into escrow on the property. We want the contractor out there as soon as possible. He's probably the first person walking into that property after you and your real estate agent.
Within 48 hours.
Absolutely. And he's drawing up a bid. He's basically hopefully walking with you through the home, looking at what needs to be done, what you want to have done, and putting together a bid on proper documentation that's going to be submitted to an underwriter.
And that gets back to another thing we need out of your contractor is just he's got to be proficient with paperwork. It doesn't matter if he's been filling out his bids the exact same way for the past 20 years. If he wants to participate in the 203K or the HomeStyle, it has to be filled out in a certain way, just like we have to play by the rules as well.
Right. And knowing if your contractor has had experience with the 203K or the HomeStyle process before will help tremendously going through the process. Just having someone that knows the paperwork requirements, because it is a little different, and also understanding how they're going to be getting paid on their job.
Okay, so here's where we're at. So we've chosen the contractor. The contractor's been to the property. He's prepared these bids. Then what happens?
He's going to take a little bit of a back seat. He's still, like we talked about, maybe ordering materials, maybe getting those permits going with the county or the city. But he really doesn't really break ground per se until the loan's closed.
Right. Okay, so loan closes, contractor comes back in full force, and so now he's starting work on the home because you actually own the home. So he's doing whatever work is required in order to get his first draw.
There's something that's particular to the HomeStyle product. There's something called a supplier draw. So let's pretend that you see these kitchen cabinets that you have to have, and there's no telling when they're going to be out of stock, and you want to make sure that you get these cabinets. So you tell your contractor, please, we need to get these ordered. This supplier draw, if he does have a connection to the supplier, he's able to get up to 50% of what was spent, or up to $15,000.
Okay.
So that's a little cool thing, or unique thing that is about the HomeStyle loan when these contractors are putting up money up front.
Okay. He's also got to be licensed, insured, bonded.
Absolutely.
Right. What else? Did we miss anything about the contractor?
just that you're going to be doing your vetting process. The lender also has its vetting process as well. So even if you say, hey, we really like this contractor, we want to use him, if he doesn't meet the things that the lender puts out there, which are being licensed, having bonded, being insured.
Well, and references as well, right? And we're going to look for a scope of work. So we're going to look for things like, has this contractor finished work of this sort? So we're not going to let a contractor with minimal experience get involved in the project, or someone who specializes in plumbing and is a general contractor specializes in plumbing. We're not going to let him do the kitchen remodel, right? So he's got to have that scope of work.
And it's important to point out that it can't be yourself. It can't be a family member. It can't be a previous employer. It can't be a current employer. It needs to be a complete third party that is working on these renovations for you.
Another thing to expect with your contractor is that he will hire subcontractors typically. Now, either these are people who he's affiliated with before or not. Hopefully he has a relationship of some sort in the past. But again, if he's a specialist in one area, he may bring in a subcontractor to handle another area.
So we've gotten to, he's doing all the work.
Yep.
He's expecting to get these draws on the home.
Yep.
The biggest thing is his last draw.
Yeah.
So there's his last draw actually has 10% of the money kind of being held back to make sure that when the HUD consultant signs off on that final draw, all the work's complete.
Yeah.
There are no liens on the property.
Yeah.
And it's kind of that last moment to make sure all the work's complete.
Absolutely. And that's a really important part about getting involved with a good contractor and good subcontractors. But that good GC should be managing all the other subcontractors, making sure that all liens are being released, that everybody's being paid, because the last thing you want is to go ahead and close on this loan, think it's done, and then find out you have a lien from some subcontractor who you didn't even know.
I think we covered a lot about contractors. If we didn't cover something that you want to know, please leave us a comment, email us, give us a call. We're happy to answer any questions that you guys have.
Yep. We are the renovation loan experts. Let us guide you through this. We can help you in California. We can help you in other states. We look forward to hearing from you.